Hey friends, here's part 2 of where I sat down with my speech pathologist to get an inside look into voluntary stuttering. I hope you enjoy. This one's really good.
I think for a lot of people, they tell me that when they're talking to someone, they're kind of anticipating, how is this person going to look at me if I stutter? Okay.
Yeah.
If I were to stutter, what's going to happen? So there's this like what if type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
With voluntary stuttering, there is no what if. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's like it becomes an experiment. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm gonna do it, and we'll watch the reaction.
I'm putting this out there for you, and that way I can see what's going on.
I think too, when a person stutters for real, there's often so much physiologically going on that it's sometimes hard for a person in the moment of stuttering to really be objective about what's going on with their listener, right? You know, you might be actually even avoiding looking at them, you know, because you stuttered so hard and you kind of get embarrassed. But if you kind of are putting it out there and like you using voluntary stuttering as a way to like sort of test listener reactions, a lot of people say that what they find, they have like an almost like an aha moment where they say, wait a minute, the person is not reacting negatively to my stuttering. They're reacting negatively to my avoidance and tension behavior.
So they're reacting to you, reacting to your stutter.
Exactly. You know, you're right. So so we will often have people walk into a store and say, for example, to walk into a clothing store. Oh, hi, I'm looking for a vest. I have a size the 36. You know, do you carry, the Valentino? And the store clerk just turns around and walks over to the counter. You know, like no biggie.
Such a posh store. Yeah, let's get some Valentino.
But again, it's like in that moment, it's like, wait a minute, maybe I'm more bothered by my stuttering than anybody else is. Like maybe I need to stop the madness a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we always say this in stuttering therapy, that you can't expect listeners to react to your stuttering better than you're reacting to it. So if you're having a reaction that's, that looks tense, or like if you're having a reaction that speaks to, oh, that person is uncomfortable there, then the listener is going to feel uncomfortable for you. By nature, human beings are empathetic. We have very strong mirror neuronal centers that when we see a sad person, we immediately get a little burst of sad.
Oh.
If we see a person, they've done studies on this, if you want to make somebody feel a little bit happy, you put a smile on your own face, and then they subconsciously get a smile, and that sends off like happy feelings in the other person's brain. So in a way,
walk around smiling at people.
No, it's really true. If you want to like do experiment, you see, oh, look at that miserable person. Let me see if I can make them happy. And you kind of smile at them, and it kind of works.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
But with stuttering, if you're like stuttering, with a pleasant little look on your face, then people are going to be like, oh, she's happy, despite the fact that she's stuttering. So why am I going to be bummed out?
Right.
Right. But if your stutter looks so like I'm negotiating around, I'm working so hard to not let it out, the listeners sense that. And kind of putting it out there lets them know, like, I'm okay with it. You should be too.
Yeah. So you should show people how to talk to you. You teach people how to communicate with you.
Yeah. A lot of people actually take voluntary stuttering even to a level where they like to toss it in even on words that they would never stutter on, just again as a way to kind of say to the world, and to, more importantly, to yourself, that I'm okay with the fact that I stutter. And I'm so okay with it that I'm just gonna toss it in, irregardless of
whether. Gonna put some words.
Yeah,
stutter up a storm.
And a lot of people find that is like almost more therapeutic than anything, because they find that if they start tossing stutters in like randomly, they stop thinking about, oh, that's a word I might have trouble on. That's a word
I never thought about that.
You know, it's starting to treat all words as like equal opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, and like I think it's important for people to stop thinking of like, oh, these are my hard words and these are my easy words. Well, because that's conditioned. You know, that's from the time you were a little girl, you start stuttering on words, and you know, especially when you're a smart person, your brain immediately starts going, oh, I can't say that word, I can't say that word. And you know, and your brain starts making a list of all those words that you've stuttered, and now you're convinced if you try to say those words again, you're probably going to stutter on them. And of course, it happens often on words that you can't change. Like your name, your address,
Jacqueline,
numbers, you know, because you find when when you're young and someone says, oh, what did the house look like? You could say, oh, it was beautiful, it was nice, it was lovely, it was, you know, you have a million things you can say. But when someone says, where do you live? You got to say a number and you got to say a street address. So so if you have any likelihood of changing words around and they say, what's your name? It's like, bam!
There's no way.
No. So in a way, that almost puts more pressure because you don't have a way out. So people, you know, and again, that's where those lists grow. You know, in all these words that you've had these negative experiences stuttering. So one way to kind of, you know, we try to switch up the lists. You know, combine your easy and your hard list into one, and have this concept that no, there's nothing I can't say. I might stutter, but I still can say it.
I can say it.
I can say it.
Yeah.
You know? So one way, again, is like to retrain your brain by like just stuttering on easy words, hard words, even if you could be fluent. You know, which is, people have a really hard time with that one. Like, if I could be fluent, why would I stutter?
Well, for people that stutter, including myself, those fluent moments, they're what we've wanted, and so they become so precious. And so it's like, you're like, fluency, I'm talking. And so the second that you're told, all right, now put a stutter there. I'm like, but it's my gold. It's my gold prize. No. Yeah,
but chasing, we call that chasing the fluency.
And
when you chase that fluency, it can be, you know, because again, of course, it's like to use an analogy, you know, a lot of times we say everybody wants to be liked, you know, but if you're seeking being liked, you got a problem. You have to be you.
You have to be.
And and then know that some people are going to like you and some people are not going to like you. It's the same thing with fluency. You know, it feels great to be fluent, but chasing it becomes a danger. It's like you almost have to be good with the fact that you happen to be stuttering, and try to do it as well as you possibly can.
And the fluency will find you
when you're not resisting it. So when you're not resisting the stutter so hard, all of a sudden more like fluent stuttering starts to like leak out because you're not trying so hard to hold them all back.
All right, this is so voluntary stuttering is something that I'm going to be working on a lot these next 100 days. So
sounds great.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this a lot, because I will be doing a lot of this.
Excellent.
We have to end it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, we have to end the video.
Oh, I see. Oh, we have to end the video. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
thanks for listening. I don't really stutter, by the way, but I have this habit of when I talk about the voluntary stutter. I just did it again. It kind of comes out when it's a little bit obsessed.
Yeah, she's a little stutter obsessed. So I love her.
My pleasure.
All right.
Enjoy.
Yeah. You guys have a lovely day. Stutter on. Stutter beautifully. Talk to you later. Bye. Mwah. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen part 1 of this series, click that video right there because the brilliance that Heather speaks is amazing. If you would like to join my mailing list, go to jacquelinerevere.com. Links in the description box. I'm also still going strong on my 100 Terrifying Days challenge, so check that out as well at stuttergirl.blogspot.com. You guys have a lovely day. Be who you are. Love who you are. Own it every second of it. And of course, you know that subscribe button is in the top right corner. Adios.